Is not.
So it
You'll be
goes.
fine.
Nice. Okay, well then we are live. Hi, everybody.
Oh, I have 2 spell slots remaining.
Nice. It's twice as
Oh
many as you
boy,
thought you did.
It is. I thought I had 1.
this is gonna be a cakewalk then.
Sure. Welcome back. Episode 13. 13th session. Spooky.
Spookiest.
Let's see. Last time, you managed to save little young boy Falcon from Morgantha, the dream pastry lady. That was through both negotiation, a couple of magic weapons, promising to return to deal with the other cries for help that were coming from the old windmill. And you did run into Victor Velakovich, apparently the son of Baron of Valaki, and his 9 cats, skeleton cats.
Cats.
Tereska, Valentina, Vasha, Victoria, Wisentia, and Zandra. Oh, I guess that was only 6.
That was a lot of names.
You'd be surprised what's in here. So you got to Valaki there with Ismark and Irina Koliana. They were on the run, of course, from Little Barovia because, well, Irina's had a stalker problem. She's not stalking somebody, but somebody's stalking her, and has already left 2 little gifts on each side of her neck. And it's just not super great. You did run into her stalker a little bit. What was the last time you saw Strahd? Oh, I mean, he basically played a knock-knock joke with Dantiir
Oh, that's right.
back at the church. They're like, Dantiir, Dantiir, let me in. It's your dad.
Not by the hair of your chinny chin chin.
Yeah, and he said, nuts. Okay.
Yep.
And he went away. Next time, Gadget. So that when you did get to Valaki, old pal Burgermeister Ivan Randovich was there. He was trying to talk to the old Baron to say that, we'll figure a way to pay off Lord Strahd's taxes. Said, you 5 are great at handling situations, and he included Ezra and Anna, who he had never met before in his life, but figured, everybody's got to have some luggage carriers. Yeah.
Right.
And it turned out when you went to go look for the something had been happening to Lord Strahd's sheep. Something was destroying them.
Oh, that's right, the sheep.
A couple of skulls were left, 3 out of tens of them that were supposed to be there. The whole town started ganging up on poor Luca Barbu, who, after you defended him from everyone's accusations, declared you to be his friends. Gave you all nice gifts like soap and piece of torn cloth, walnuts, yeah, and a letter. And before any other investigations was going on, there was a scream. It was the other tax collector, Skarsha Kretz, and instead of holding her bloodhound, Frederick, he was running alongside her. She was holding a tattered, bloody body of a cat. And just screaming, "It's here!" And they're slumping out of another doorway. In Valaki was a decapitated and bloody body. And that's where we left you last time. So it's after dinner. That means the sun has set, plunging Valaki into darkness. There's a handful of dropped torches or accidental fires from the militia/mob that you had met with earlier. Lots of shouts of anger, lots of confusion permeating this biggish village. It's certainly bigger than Little Barovia. Lots of screams and horror. And the snow that had been coming down lightly through the afternoon and evening is now dropping in thick clumps. which reduces visibility to only about 60 feet if you're good at it. Yeah. I would normally, let's see, you're operating out in cold weather, so all of you have cold weather clothes from your time in the little village of Arashno back in the mountains, so no problems there, unless you get separated from it or unless you get really wet. Then, well, that would be a problem that we'll address. And I'm just going to say there's one more thing that I want to do. Yeah. One last thing to check. Because there is something happening. Something's decapitating folk, maybe eating cats, maybe eating more. So,
No.
you maybe need to take care of that.
Maybe.
Or just leave.
Yeah.
It's been great, folks. But
So where you are right now on our map over in Roll20, so you can see mostly an abstraction there, and you'd have to zoom real far in to see yourselves, is you're near where the sheep pens and the Luca's house was. Luca's there with you. There's mobs all over. You can see there's some guards around the edges of town. And this has gotten a little serious. I'm going to say that there's commoners running about, and it's just a lot of panicking villagers. What do you want to do?
Where is the majority, of the shouting coming from?
So give me a nice perception check, I think.
Oh, goodness gracious. I would if I... Where did I put my character sheet? There it is. 11.
Okay. You think the shouting is coming right now? If you had to pick between one way and the other, it's going to be coming from the east side of town.
Okay.
Towards the east gate. You think you saw a corral, wagons, horses on the other way?
Is that where the lady with the dead cat came running from?
She was actually coming from kind of the center of town.
Okay.
And so a close by house.
And you said when she ran out there was a dead body behind her?
Oh yeah, just coming out of a house if it was on its knees and fell over maybe, and there's no head. There's not even one rolling on the floor.
But it's like a person.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't a sheep corpse or something.
She's holding a cat.
There's a bunch of them that were getting decapitated too. Dantiir will slowly approach where the house that she was running out of with a decapitated cat.
I'll follow.
Okie doke. So, with the Scarsha kind of goes past y'all, she starts looking, kind of heading for clearer areas, and where Dantiir and Segrid go, there is definitely some cries of somebody needing help. It sounds like a young man. It sounds kind of familiar. It sounds like Bobik, the young gentleman who had come in to dinner, warning that something was happening to Lord Strahd's sheep, and is coming from inside the house, and is calling for help. Help! Anyone to come help. And there's a little bit of sobs, and something heavy drop onto the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the mace in one hand, sword in the other, and I'm going through the door.
Yep, I'm following behind right here out.
Okie dokie. What about for Ezra and Anna?
I will follow them as they're going to see what's going on.
Might as well.
Toren is sort of staying outside and trying to assess, watching the flow of people and keeping an eye out for any other noises that may give like a hint of what's going on because as far I just see dead things.
Adult.
Somebody can make that into a movie tagline. All right, Toren. Right before we go into the house with everybody else, if you could roll me an insight check to kind of be checking on where everybody's running, where the screams are coming from, what the militia are doing.
Oh no, 12.
Okay, that's fair. These are simple folk. They're not going to be too deceptive. So, Toren, you do see about 6 of the more skilled villagers. They're armed with short swords and light crossbows, so there's got to be some sort of, not exactly an armory, but these folk are used to fighting off things of the woods. This reminds you how many wolf heads were put on pikes outside the village. The 6 of them are kind of going down the streets and checking where everybody is. And so with your check, you see that they're trying to calm people down, and when they see you standing outside of a house, they're going to see you and talk to each other a little bit, and then they're going to be walking up towards you. But they're all keeping kind of an eye out onto either side so that they're not going to be ambushed. Meanwhile, in the house where Dantiir, Segrid, Ezra, and Anna have gone into, it's a very bloody scene. The body that's here looks like pieces have been taken out of it. Like large chunks of side and ribs are just gone, and the center exposed with a large amount of blood and some organs falling over. But while that is not a good state, there is a pair of persons inside that are... This is where the noise is coming from. So you do see Babik, and he is holding on to an older man who is kind of laying there on the floor with like legs down, and Babik is holding him so his chest is up. But there is a large wood spear coming through the older man's stomach. And it looks like it's been punched through, and you can see that there is blood coming out, and the old man's face is going very pale. And Babik is there holding on to him, and it's like, Pa, I'm sorry. I panicked when the thing came up. I didn't know. I thought you were clear. I didn't see. And he sees the 4 of you up and say, Help me. It was an accident. I was trying to get that thing, and it got Greg, and now I accidentally got Pa. Please.
What thing?
It was a big creature, like big mouth, and walk like a beast, but it wasn't hairy. It was kind of shiny. Please, what? Pa, hold on. And he's...
Where did it go?
Went out. It took... Oh, Lord. It took Greg's whole head off after I came in. And
Dantiir will turn to Anna. Anna?
Anna.
Is there anything you can do?
Yeah, she can cast Cure Wounds on him. I don't know if that'll save his life. Is he dead yet, or is he still alive?
This guy looks like he's still breathing, though it's coming in rasps. There is possibly a stomach wound or something here. You may need to be removing this thing.
Would help him if we removed the spear.
You know what? It couldn't hurt.
Okay. Sounds good enough for me.
Alright, who's going to take out that spear?
I will. Ezra will.
Alright, Ezra. Bobik's going to hold down Papa.
And he gets 5 points of healing whenever that comes out.
Okay, Ezra, you going to yank?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Ezra gets this young lad. Ezra, get two hands onto the spear. It's kind of rough. It's not something fancy. Maybe have to put a just so maybe nobody's quite looking, a foot on Papa so you can get like leverage and just
Especially because he's weak AF.
Can I
yeah.
assist?
Oh yeah, please assist. And then just if both of you can roll me in athletics, and we'll just take the higher of both.
We both do it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
It gets stuck somewhere, and Papa just cries out, "Oh!" Anna, it's that cure wounds is going to go in, but this spear needs to come out.
You guys gotta get that spear out.
Dantiir will go and give them a hand as well.
All
I
right,
scream for Toren.
Toren, Dantiir, athletics.
Hey, I'm so good at this athletics business. So good.
All right.
I got a
Toren, get
5.
in here!
Unless I get advantage because I'm helping. We're doing it together.
Well, that's why I had you guys all roll together. But a 3, a 7, and a 5 are on the losing side of this struggle. Toren, outside the group of 6, have come up to you. They're kind of there with like short beards and that. They aren't wearing any kind of uniform, so they're not town guards. They do look like they were from some of that crowd that was outside before. I said like, you were the ones that the Baron deputized, are you right?
Yes. Do we know what's happening? What this is?
We just came out from the Barboos, and I guess whatever Luca was doing, it wasn't any of this. We did about a round about the block. I think something's been eating people. Just every couple of houses, we've been knocking on doors, and when they don't answer, we kick it in. We found there's Dorn. How many we found so far, Dorn? He holds up like hands.
Okay, that's where is it?
It's all over. We haven't found it yet, but we've been going through the south side and east, kicking in doors.
Okay, don't do that. Don't chase your own deaths. Stay together. Stay out in the open.
This is about the time when you hear Segrid yell out for you.
And don't go anywhere. Just turn and run to the building.
And so you can step up into the door, and you see Ezra, Segrid, and Dantiir having a difficult time taking out a spear from an old man's body. So, I mean,
muscle my way
they're
through.
possibly taking it out. Could be they're pushing it in. Who knows?
And as
Just hot
Toren
potato.
comes up, Dantiir is going to look over. A little bit of help here, please. And I'm going to give you inspiration. Because we haven't had good luck. So you get to add a D8.
Woot! Alright, so I'm just gonna sort of move everyone out of the way and get down close to the base of the spear instead of trying to pull it from up top like dum-dums. And try to remove it.
I mean, it's got guts on it. They pulled it out like a foot, but it has that last point.
And then was just a strength or
Athletics.
athletics?
Let's give it a good tug.
Oh god, hold on. Let me roll my D8.
Please.
10.
All right, let's. A 10's gonna do it. 10 is like the minimum, and
It's
together
great.
you've done it.
Hooray! And then because I don't know exactly where he is in the health/status/dying thing, I'm gonna do my bonus action, spare the dying.
Okay.
I don't know if he's at 0 hit points as I pull it out, but better safe than sorry.
It certainly helps, and I'm gonna say that that's when, as the light is starting to go out of his eyes, and you're saying no, That's when Anna's abilities come into play, and it starts closing up that wound and replacing what intestines that he had removed, and just probably want to disinfect that spear before using it again. I mean, using it anywhere personal. I mean,
I'm gonna hang on to it.
sure. Babik is going to be. So you now have a spear, and
Okay.
Babik is going to be holding on to Papa, and it's like, oh, thank the morning Lord, Papa, you okay? You're gonna be all right. Because he sees that where Anna has influenced Papa's body, there is now no longer a hole in the flesh. There's a hole in the coveralls he had, but that's mendable. Mending of the flesh, that's the tough thing to do. It's not for Sunnis devoted, and that's what we're here for. And so Babik's gonna let you know that the thing that was in here was creepy looking. Thought it was huge. Certainly had a big old mouth. And he came in here to rescue his papas. He couldn't help Papa Greg, but he was going to help Papa Tim. But the thing moved really fast, and so when he was trying to get a stab on it, he accidentally got Papa Tim. And that's thankfully you guys were. This happened close by where y'all were. This was on a house kind of facing away from where the Barbus were, so whatever had come through here must have gone down a different street rather than go right in front of where you were.
Is there a back door?
Like, we got a kitchen.
Whoa. Whatever it is, it's going from house to house, according to the men out front.
From the description and Segrid's years outdoors, hunting, doing all that stuff, would she have any idea what this is?
I guess you could check me either survival or nature.
I'll roll survival.
That's pretty nice.
One good roll tonight, at least.
So with what you know, and something that's kind of big like a man, huge old mouth, and it can move fast enough. This doesn't really sound real natural. Closest you could think would be maybe like a big angry bear. But he did say it was not real furry, so maybe like a naked bear.
He said shiny.
Shiny, he did.
Dantiir do an Arcana check.
Sure.
It sounds something that's like potentially a magical beast. Ha 21.
Okay. It's been hard to tell since you've been in Barovia, but there's been times where just this darkness has been suppressing around. You certainly felt it in Castle Ravenloft. It was the worst there. You'd also felt it when you were around the blighted trees. And in this house, especially around the spear that Toren's now holding, and kind of just diffusing quickly, there is like a sense of dark power that's been here. It leaves almost... You've heard of paladins being trained to have this as like an olfactory reflex. You never quite got that. You prefer to smell nicer than that. But you should get this sense there was something here.
Mm-hmm. I will pass along the information to the group that it sounds like we're dealing with something that is a being of darkness. We should probably go after it.
Let's see.
Well, I don't know that we should go chasing anything off helter skelter, but definitely aiding the town.
That's when you hear 4 riding horses coming down the street helter-skelter, carrying and careening the wreckage of Toren. You're closest to the outside.
Listen, I just said no helter skelter.
It was an okay song.
Yeah. There are shouts of surprise as the militiamen kind of dodge and dive to the sides, and the 5 of you can see out through the windows and open door that there are 4 riding horses careening through that street, and they are dragging what you all recognize as Burgomaster Randovich's carriage wagon.
Oh, snap. They're not being controlled at all?
Oh, no, certainly not. So this is where you get to see... I probably should have wagon. There's these 4 big riding horses, and they're all kind of attached as a team. Better to get down off those mountains, I guess. And they are certainly kind of just endangering everybody
Oh boy.
as they come careening past.
Are we all outside now?
You're all within range of being outside pretty easily. I want to say that there's horses coming your way, so let's go ahead and roll some initiative so I can put some ponies on board.
I like ponies.
Mhm.
Ooh, Ezra in misery. Look at you guys.
Thigh.
So fast.
So fast.
So slow.
I got a 10.
I gotta zoom in. All right, it's a big
Got
map.
19.
All right, 8. Yeah, they're just the ponies. Yeah. Oh, they're moving pretty slow, making more of a noise than progress. They are carrying a carriage behind them. So y'all are in the front room of this home of Babak and his 2 dads. Ezra, what you want to do? One of his dads is
So-
still alive, so thanks to you.
Yeah. I'm better off with dead people, but alright. So wait, the horses are just on their own, freely terrorizing?
Yeah, it looks like they are still harnessed to the carriage, but the carriage itself has broken in many places. So, parts of it are dragging, and just because there's 4 of those horses, they're able to drag that carriage. I think, only 2 of the wheels are properly spinning.
Oh, okay. I don't know what to do. Crazy horses. Do I kill a horse?
No.
I
No.
don't
So,
We kill people and monsters, not horses.
I like how you put people before the monsters.
I mean,
know.
Well, you know. This place is affected, secret.
I don't know. Just sort of, there they go.
Okay. All right. That's a fine choice of actions. Ezra's better with dead ones than live ones.
I think he's just more focused on the decapitated body. Just like, how did that happen?
You want to investigate?
Okay.
All right. Proud about what you want to look at. There's parts missing from the side, parts missing from the top.
I just want to see how the damage was done. You know, do a basic checkup. That he's probably not something as gruesome as this, but he's definitely dealt with missing chunks of dead body before.
Okay. I guess
Because he's interested in this creature that just can decapitate people and then poof off.
Yeah, that's usually not not a common thing. So Ezra can roll me either a medicine check or insight as Ezra starts thinking on this.
They are both the same, so he's gonna do medicine,
Alrighty.
and that's a 10.
Okay. Because you've been investigating something similar, this is what Ezra gets. These tears along the neck and the missing ribs. It's hard exactly to tell because flesh rips less clean as pieces of bone flake off, but you think this might still be the work of that big omnivore that had been cleaning out the sheep.
Well, at least we can confirm that.
Yeah, so it's got to be something big. Got to be bear-sized or puma, maybe? No, that's not omnivore. No. Some big. Lots of teeth. Got some chewers on it. All right, so that being Ezra's investigation as he gets down and dirty with that body. Segrid, what's your instincts?
Can I, before the horses go by, can I step at the house and try an animal handling check just to see if I can grab one and calm it?
Oh, sure.
Corral the group. She has some experience with animals, so or at least she has a skill for it.
These look like they've been properly cared for.
Huh, 21. Okay.
Whoa, now, okay.
Exactly what she says.
Yeah. How does Segrid handle this? Because this works.
She is gonna run out right into the middle of the street in front of the horses. Just put her arms out and just start using calm words and I think just hoping as soon as they come by she grabs the reins and gets dragged a bit, but probably like with momentum, but just trying to hello cat. Trying to keep them calm them down a bit, just basically give them that feeling of secureness.
Okay, sure. So let's say that Sigrid's gonna get
to work.
Sigrid's just gonna get dragged about 7 feet as the horses kind of bray and neigh around, but Sigrid's calm words and pulling on those reins as they come near will indeed stop them from careening so far through the village. And so I'm going to move them off screen a little bit as they are no longer a direct and dire concern. And so you do have 4 horses and a broken wagon. That can be unclipped from one or the other. And Dantiir, how about you?
Can I do? I want to see if I can tell where the thing went.
Okay.
Like whether it's following that feel of shadow or like just like investigating. Dantiir's gonna try and see if he can figure out where this thing has gone.
We've got an investigation skill, don't we?
I do.
All right, let's try that out.
That's a 19.
All right, going out the kitchen door and the front, and you know what? It's kind of been a good thing that it's been snowing. This thing wasn't leaving footprints on the bare dirt of these roads, but here in the snow drifts that have been piling up, you see that the thing has been headed from here in a southerly direction. You see it go down the alleyway behind some of these houses, and then go into like a turn as it heads to the east. And you see in that direction that besides the people kind of running about and a couple of villagers kind of knocking on each other's doors and checking on how they're doing, you can see that the stable area where the horses must have come from, there's no other live animals there at the moment, like loose in the pens, but you do see a rather large, colorful wagon, and it's, let's see, with a 19 investigation, yeah, that's a, you think you're probably, it's hard to see in the snow, but you thought you saw the wagon, like, move? Like, not forward, not back, like, not like somebody was pulling it, but
Mhm.
more like,
Something's
shook.
happening inside.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
hard to tell with the snow that's coming down. You don't get to see it again. You can only tell that it's a colorful wagon because, well, you came into town, saw it sideways, and it's still so bright even through the snow.
Hey, I'm going to call back to the party. I've found its tracks. It's over here. And I'm going to begin moving that way.
Nope.
I'm not sure how close I can get, but
About half move speed. As the snow is starting to pile up. All right, Anna. Dantiir says
Yes.
he's found something. Ezra's looking at a body. Segrid is horsewomanship is excellent outside.
I'm gonna go to the. Is it like a covered wagon? Like, can we, or is it open?
It was a covered wagon.
Oh, but so we can tell if there's someone in there just by looking at it.
Yes.
Like, okay. And there's no one in there.
No, not at the moment. Looks like there might have been supplies and things. There's barely anything tied down remaining. Certainly there was a seat, and there's like one pillow that got caught in some of the splinters.
Mm.
And you can kind of see down the street where some of that has been strewn about as debris.
All right. Well, then I will follow Dantiir.
Okie doke. That's kind of going southward and east. How about you, Toren?
Okay. So there's no one in the wagon.
The militiamen are kind of recovering from the side. It's like, oh, dang it, I broke my crossbow.
Fantastic.
oh no, I am unable to assist you.
Well,
What?
the horses were running from something. And the direction the horses were going, is it the same way that Dantiir has gone?
Mostly, you think they might have a... Dantiir's heading south and then east, and the horses, they just came up from the eastern road, kind of straight.
Okay. Fudge. I will sigh heavily and tell the guardsmen to just follow my advice and stick together and stay out in the open, and then I will follow everyone else.
Okie doke. There is a bit going on there at the... I want to say as you get closer over here to the stables. So there is a colorful wagon, as you can see. And on the side of it, it's got nice coloring. It says, like, oh, well, this is clearly not a... It's similar to, but not exactly a Vistani wagon. Those ones are a little more flowery. This one looks like it says something, Rectarvio's Carnival of Wonders on the side. And now that you are close, there is definitely something shuddering on the inside and just shaking this wagon. And it is getting increasingly lean to. It looks like this wagon has been parked, but the wheels are like kind of coming up, and a snowbank is kind of making it. As it's come down, there's a part of snow that's been getting up and under half of the wheels, so it's not super straight as it used to be. And every so often there is a roar from the inside of it. Ezra, you are back at the house, and this body has been missing pieces, and Bobik and Papa Tim are kind of like getting to their feet just behind you. And Bobik's gonna ask, like, what do you think it was that did this?
Probably something pretty hungry, maybe. But then again, like, it's not consistent tears in the body, so it could just be like malice or.
Do you think it? So you think maybe it didn't have enough with Papa Greg? You think it might come back?
Oh, no, it's probably fine. In fact, I would be more than happy to help in any kind of funeral arrangements afterwards, but everybody's left, so I'm gonna go.
Well, I guess we could have Father take care of things over here with. Well, oh man, I don't know if we're gonna have a. I don't know if there's room in the cemetery after what I saw tonight.
I recommend cremation. It's like less, kind of poetic,
I think we're low on cream. It's kind of getting to the middle of winter now.
I'll be back. Be safe and stuff. Have fun. And then he's just gonna sort of like slink out.
All right. Sigrid's outside with some horses. If I could have both Ezra and Segrid roll a perception check.
Ooh, yay! Nat 20.
14 and a 20.
Oh, nice. Both nice. Okay. There is something that is bothering the horses again. Or something that maybe they've smelled, something that's strange, and you now also can hear like a dog barking and baying from north of you. And the horses are also getting a little out of control. So, Ezra and Sigrid, you have noticed something that is bothering them coming from the north of y'all, towards a more orchardy part of town.
I'm sure it's fine.
Sigrid, what do you want to
Oh, I
handle?
thought it was still Ezra's turns. I'm sorry. I am going to hand the horses over to someone.
Okay. There's a couple of militiamen out there. You can hand it to any one of them.
And I'll just call them over and hand them the reins. Says, here, deal with these. Keep them calm. Keep them safe. Check the wagon.
Alright, one of them puts away his short sword and starts petting down the horses.
And he said to the north, and the rest of the group didn't go to the north, did they?
Right, they went south and Toren went east. They were heading toward
I'm
the
going
stables.
to. Is Ezra near me?
Yeah. I've
Right,
sort of like walked towards you.
Says like, I'm going to keep my general habit of grabbing you by the shoulder and taking you with me. I'm going to head north.
Oh
Okay.
God, we are? Okay.
I have to keep you safe.
That
Everybody else
sounds
is
fine.
gone, so I have to focus on keeping someone safe. If not, it goes a little crazy, I think.
That's fair. Okay. Ezra hasn't died on Sigrid yet. Back at the other ranch, at the stables,
Oh, I forgot.
there is a shaken carnival wagon there in front of Dantiir, Toren, and Anna. What's Dantiir thinking that he should do?
Do the tracks lead to the shaking?
With your 19 investigation, I would say that even with the slight obscuring by the snow, that the tracks come in this direction, but rather than go into that wagon, they veer off into the stables.
Hey, I am going to head towards the stables, rapier out.
Alrighty. If you could have a perception check.
I can certainly try. 16.
Alrighty. It looks like there are a couple of very frightened horses that are still there in the stables, and a large section that looks like it used to be gated closed. The gates are just swinging freely. Anna, what are you thinking about on this scene?
I mean, she'll go investigate the gates and what's through them.
Alrighty. This one looks like they were kind of corral gates, where it looks like there might have been a hosting place for wagon-sized sections. There were about 4 bales of hay that were kind of placed around one side of this corral.
And are we the ones that are near the wagon with the growling coming from it?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
outside of the stable, and you're in that area.
All right, I'm gonna head towards that.
Okie doke.
I think that'll probably. I'm not gonna open it though. I'm just gonna sort of circle around it.
It's a real colorful wagon.
Yeah. Does it have any windows? Like some wagons have windows.
You know what? This wagon in particular, very colorful, and it has, it looks like what windows it did have, very small on the back end doors, and there is in fact a heavy padlock securing the back door.
Well, I want to peek through a window.
Oh, sure thing. And as you come up closer, you see that the sides of the wagon are not speckled with rust or mud, but yeah, you're pretty sure that this shade of red, that's dry blood. Doesn't go really well with anyone's complexion. And as you get closer here to the back door to peek into the windows, there is a little inscription on the door frame that says, "I bring you from shadow into light." And you don't need too much of a perception for this, in that there is a smell coming from inside this wagon, like someone has let a cat stay inside of it for many days,
Gross.
and it's just effusing out through the kind of barred windows that are there. It's not pleasant. And so when Anna gets up close and peeks into that window, there are these 2 yellow eyes that are looking back at you in this very darkened wagon, and it's just momentarily not shaking.
And it's padlocked securely, so case closed, everyone. We can go home.
Nice. We trapped the monster. Toren.
I trapped it. It was me who did it.
Anna trapped the monster. It's padlocked in.
Do I see anyone around me?
There are, in the streets that you passed, quite a number of villagers who kind of gathering together, huddling for safety. It's dark out, so some of them are picking up some of the torches that have come down. But aside from Anna over here at the wagons and Dantiir, who's gone inside to the stable house, it doesn't look like there's too many people out here.
Where are Ezra and Segrid?
They must have been back with the horses.
Fudge.
Back in the safety of those 6 militiamen that you said to stay put.
Yeah, safety's over. Man fell and broke his crossbow.
Mhm.
Fudge. I'm gonna go back, turn back the way I came, and try to collect Ezra and Sigrid.
That sounds good. Sounds like a
Yeah.
very good plan. That sounds like
Yeah.
a fantastic plan.
There's no visibility, and yeah.
That's when the saber-toothed tiger bursts out of the wagon.
Bye, Anna.
All right, Anna, if you
Anna.
could do a quick dexterity saving throw.
Sure. Let's just do that. 7.
All right. Well, oh, that's with you. You're only going to take 3 bludgeoning damage as no, just 3. This rolled out really well. 3 bludgeoning damage as one of these wagon doors has come loose. The padlocks have gone flying. This armored saber-toothed tiger has popped out of this wagon and not landed atop you, but well, the doors did. At least one of the doors did. And has knocked you prone. Then you see this saber-toothed tiger kind of put its snoot up in the air, give a couple of sniffs, and then it takes off in the direction for Toren and Dantiir through the stables. And Toren and Dantiir, you see this very large yellow cat. If we can call it a cat. It's like the size of a small horse.
No.
Yeah. It's got more flesh on them bones than Vlakovich's. Anyway. And you see it peel out and just kind of go north. And you hear like a guard scream.
Great.
Yeah. So back at the top with Segrid and Ezra. Ezra, in front of you, is Segrid kind of pulling you along. And you can see there is a home there with quite a large fireplace because it's letting out a lot of smoke up ahead. And it's the kind of smoke and hearth you'd seen in your own village, as it's usually going to be some smithing house. And well, that's it. That was interesting because it's at least something warm, and this place has gotten kind of cold in the last half of it. But also, there's kind of a pair of bodies that are lying there outside, and one of them looks to be like he's wearing this time the uniform of a guard, and the other one seems to be like it was maybe just another young lady who'd been either being escorted home or finding her way. And bursting out the door from this village smithy is but you're pretty sure that you're pretty sure that the person holding on to that lady as the door bursts open of the smithy is Eugene Addy, the tax collector. Although he probably has better things to do, you know, it's you don't think that people should be holding so tightly onto other persons. Maybe even if they had like a rough word for him, they should maybe respect the space a little bit. And so as you are looking at how Eugene is maybe being a bit rough there, and also the bodies that are laying there in the snow as they do. That's when you see Eugene's mouth just distend and lower approximately 3 feet as his jaws and skin kind of extend in a very boa constrictor type of way and just reach over this now screaming woman's head. And I'm going to say that that's when, Ezra, you get to do something if you so care to do.
He's very. It's horrifying to watch, but he's also just like, how did he do that?
I want to be able to distend my job too.
Oh, yeah, man, it makes spaghetti not something to see, I tell you what.
It's like he knows that what's about to happen is horrifying, but at the same time, he's just kind of like, that's really cool.
That's pretty cool. Horrifying but cool.
All right. Segrid, what do you got?
Be the moral compass here.
May I see all this too?
What's that?
I'm assuming I see this too.
Oh, absolutely. It's really hard not to see it. You kind of maybe don't want to see it, but it's impossible at this point. You are about 40 feet from him, from this house, this smithin' place.
Damn. I guess the wind spell.
You can try anything. This is D&D. You got some houses around. You got some snow. There's at least 2 dead bodies. Possibly 3 if we play this right.
If I dash, my speed's only 30. If I dash, I give him action, don't I?
Right. Then you would move like up to 70 feet and...
I'm just gonna go my full 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna open the fart fan.
Oh, nice.
And cast gust of wind at him. I know I'll hit her, but it seems unlikely that she's okay. So
yeah, probably one result would be better than the other.
So they have to beat an attack strength save of 13.
Oh, they got to do some strength saves. Okay. All right.
Am I back?
Hmm?
Am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, everything just died on me. Sorry.
Oh.
And 1 second as I swap where Ada and Segrid
Sorry
are.
about that. It decided to crash on me.
Technology.
You know what? Just Barovian Winters. What do you do? All right, that seems to be good. Okay, so this is strength saving throw, right?
Yeah, they gotta be 13.
Okay, well, Eugene gets a 22. Seems to be of the rather strong sort, and the nice burly lady who's over here about to get more than a little haircut is going to roll, and they've got a lot less strength. So that's a 4. So that means
May have just saved her.
yeah. So far as I know, how's that gust of wind work?
A line of strong wind. Actually, I'm just gonna copy and paste this right into the chat. Easier than me reading it.
Oh, that works. Okay.
Mm.
Line of strong wind, 60 feet long. Oh, yeah, it's got range. Is going to be pushed 15 feet away following the line, and any creature in the line has to spend 2 feet of movement. Double move, basically, if they're going to go in your direction. So for the 60 feet there, you blow out all the snow and drifts that are coming down, and the smithy lady, who had been dragged out of her place of business, is blown 15 feet out of the grasp of Eugene, and Eugene kind of like stands it with both his hands out and his jaw dropping and flopping in the wind, but he snaps it back. Yeah. And so you're having that as a bonus action on each of your turns. Before this spell ends, you can change the direction with which it's blasting. So this is just happening for a while, so long as you've got your fan pointed. Nice. That's pretty effective. So the victim's been blown about 15 feet in that direction. No harm is done by this, which is pretty convenient. So they're safe and sound and somewhere far away from this, and that's when Eugene decides to run. And so that's where we'll get to start a chase, because I think that at the same time we've also got a bit of a chase happening with a saber-toothed tiger as it is running, but let's see, got about 20 feet between Segrid and Eugene, and good stuff. All right. So over where Dantiir, Anna, Toren, and the saber-toothed tiger are.
Yes.
Yeah. Dantiir, there was a saber-toothed tiger that just ran past. What you gonna do about it?
This the gates. Did it look like the this was where the tracks were leading?
Yes, it definitely looks like the tracks led here. They go up to like the front of the gates and into that paddock, and then move out again into the street.
Okay. Then I am going to move out into the streets. Keep on following.
Okie doke.
Do I see the saber-toothed tiger?
Oh yeah, it's just dashed in that direction. You see a guard that's like screaming about it.
So like it's attacking a city guard person.
It's heading in his direction, but has not gotten too close to him yet. So
Okay.
it hasn't been able to attack yet. It's just out of reach.
Okay. I am going to focus on the tracks of this thing.
Okay.
Over the apparently armored saber-toothed tiger that just burst out of the shaking carriage.
There is somewhat of a coincidence, as the tracks and the tiger seem to be heading in the same direction.
Awesome! Cool!
You see the tiger like briefly put its snoot to the ground and then keep running in that direction.
Would I get a feeling that it's like chasing this thing?
That seems an odd and coincidental type of thing, Dantiir. I don't know if we might put things 2 and 2 together for it, but that would be a lot of fun.
Because I really want that to happen.
All right. So far, they're going in the same direction. You might as well follow this one.
I can hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I will follow. Attempt to not get in the path of this thing.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. What's your speed at?
My speed is 30, I believe. Yeah, 30.
Okie doke. This saber-toothed tiger has got about 40 feet of speed, and it's dashing. So you get to lose it unless you want to do some dashing.
I'm gonna do some dashing.
Okie doke. Oh, nice. I'm just looking up The chase rules haven't used those in a while, so you can dash as many times during a chase as your Constitution modifier +3. And
Okay, I was gonna say I can
Yeah.
dash once. No, I can apparently dash 4 times.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep pace with this thing.
go for it.
That is Dantiir's plan.
Cool. And you can always still make attacks and make spells against any creatures within range. Or if you do try to dash more often than your 3+ modifier, all you gotta do is succeed on a Constitution check at the end of the turn, and just keep yourself from getting exhausted.
Okay. Let's see. I am not gonna cast any spells or anything at the moment.
Okie doke. So you got buildings and snowdrifts and a couple of people and guards. So that means that here at the end of your turn, I'm going to ask you to roll a d20, Dantiir, and that's going to be for urban chase complications.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
I got an 8.
Oh boy.
What's my complication?
There's kind of a poor-looking folk. It looks like he's wandering around in a papier-mâché donkey mask. It looks like he's just gotten loose out of the stocks and is not quite looking where he's going. Now, the saber-tooth tiger already passed him, but he's kind of just in your way, and you don't want to slow down here. So you pass him too, and just by the edge, because that means that it's going to be a bother for the next person in initiative. So, Anna, you saw Dantiir kind of take off, maybe also as you were laying there on the ground, and certainly there was a big tangle of feline fury that also came out nearby. You've also got a wagon here.
I do.
And just like a slight bump on your head. That's all.
You probably saw Dantiir just like parkour the heck out of jumping over this guy.
I'm going to use the wagon to help myself up.
Okay, you just grab on that bottom.
And is there anything in the wagon? Can I see in there now that it's open and empty?
That is an excellent question. Actually, there's some stuff here.
Ooh.
So of course, this wagon, it says on the side it's a carnival wagon.
Mm-hmm.
So, you expect maybe some carnival stuff, perhaps. And what you see is that, well, inside the wagon, there's a lot of torn up furniture in there. It's it looks like it's mostly been bare, but there looks like there's a couple of boxes that are there in the kind of strapped down to the back of it. Little bundles have been tied up on the inside roofs, and a lot of straw and has been laid out on the ground. And although there's not any in sight, you could swear that this stench is so strong, you could swear somebody has been eating meat in here, and not the cooked kind, and they've been doing it for a while and not being real clean about it.
Oh, gross. But I don't see any like actual alive things like a person or any other cats.
There is a lot of evidence of one big cat that's been in here in the fecal way, but that's about it.
Gross.
Lot of little boxes, a lot of little bundles, little doll in the corner.
Then I will hurriedly make my way after the cat.
Okie doke. You gonna dash after it?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty good. So as you are dashing, that means that you get to move, of course, twice your speed. What's your Constitution modifier?
Constitution modifier is 1.
All right, so you get 4 dashes for free before you start doing con checks. And in your way, kind of getting in between where Dantiir had parkoured off a guy, is this guy in a donkey head. It looks like paper mache, maybe shoddy work. It's not something you'd send home to mama. But I'm going to need you to do a check in order to make your way past this this lost soul, this poor beggar, this poor chap who's been trapped in the stocks all day. How do you want to do this? Do you want to try slip past him? You want to try force him out of the way? You want to tell him to get out of the way? What do you want to do?
I want to do something athletic because that's better than my acrobatics. So I want to dodge around him.
All right, doing that good dodge. Let's go for it. Let's athletics it.
Okay. 24.
Woo! All right, this looks like super great. How does it look, Anna? As it works?
It's amazing. So she's almost hip checking him, but not quite.
All right, just a little bump, a little sass. Maybe the donkey head goes a little swirling, and he's a little more lost than he was before. But Anna's fine and on her way. What's Anna's dash speed?
Her speed is 30, so it's 60.
Perfect.
Because it's double that, right?
Mm-hmm. That's how it goes. Okie dokie. So Anna, because we're in a chase, go ahead and give me a d20 roll.
Seven.
7. How interesting. You see those gentlemen who had been there before, militiamen. One's still arguing about broken crossbow, and this is just, you cannot believe that they are getting into it. But as you look over your shoulder after you have passed the donkey-headed man on your way, that these two are now given a shoving match and fisticuffs, and they're just not having it with each other. And so you see this brawl that has started out between these two militiamen, and it's happening between you and where Toren is back at the place. Meanwhile, I'm going to say that the saber-toothed tiger gets to make their dash action. They get really close to where that guard is, and then they make a turn, and they start heading northwest, kind of along the northwest wall of Vallaki. And yeah. So Toren, your turn. You've seen Anna and Dantiir kind of book it north and through the stable. There was a big cat kind of popped out. You think it was wearing armor? That's weird.
Yeah, that's super weird. Can I see Ezra and Segrid?
Nope, they are on another part of town. You have no idea where they are. You thought they might have been following, should have been following, but they're not.
Ah! I said don't run off after a thing.
Absolutely everybody in sight has run off.
Ah.
I thought you were talking about the militiamen.
You see the militiamen kind of walking in front of you, and they are not walking. I mean, they're not running. They are walking very carefully, but they are pugilistically brawling with each other now in the middle of the street.
Idiots. I'm going to call out to the militiamen, be like, you lot. Try to get their attention and try to order them in the direction of the cat to assist the two fools who ran after it.
Sounds like a fine idea. Give me an intimidation check there.
I'm gonna eye glow at them too, because why not? 6.
All right.
I'm super spooky.
They do not hear you. Kind of. You think one of them might have clipped the other in the ear, and they are just. They are now falling and tumbling in the snow. To get past them, they are not listening. You're gonna have to either jump past or push past, one of the two. Athletics or acrobatics.
I'm going to try to push past them, and I'm still trying to find Ezra and Segrid, because at least I know the direction that Dantiir and Anna went. I don't know where the other two are, and that's more worrisome to me. So I'm going to athletics my way through them.
Go for it.
14.
That is good enough. All right. So you give them a shoulder, I think, and
Yep.
they're
With
still
my
tumbling.
shield.
They're maybe stunned there in the street for a second as they don't know what hit them. And so, which direction is Toren going? Going the north way that Anna and Dantiir went, or going that west lane where you last saw Segrid and Ezra?
I'm gonna head the west lane where I last saw them.
Okie doke. Taking a dash, I think.
Yes.
What's your Constitution modifier?
That is 1.
Nice. So you've also got 4 dashes that you can use without doing some Constitution checks.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, and what's your dash speed?
Dash speed is 60.
Perfect. Okay, so you're heading back to the direction of the sheep collection, and where there were some horses. You can see down the street now that you've dashed 60 feet. The rest of the militiamen are holding onto those horses, kind of looking around, kind of wary. Meanwhile, back at the other side of town, Ezra, there is a Eugene has kind of put on some speed and is dashing there, jumping over various bits of snowdrift and the like. And, well, it looks like he's got about 90 feet of speed when he's dashing.
Oh my goodness.
He's real speedy, this boy. This young man, this old man, I don't know. This messy eater.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So so my Constitution is 1, so I can dash 4 times.
Yes.
Okay, and then I think my dash speed is 30, or dash speed is 60. So can I get within 60 feet of this guy?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as I can, I'm gonna just like fumble around in all my little pockets and pull out some of that webbing from when I first entered, and try and cast web.
Okay.
So let's see. It's like it fills a 20-foot cubic area. So I'm trying to cast it at him, and he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Excellent. So before he does, and as the web shoots out, I almost forgot, but Toren, can you roll me a d20? See if there's any complication that ensues. Let's see. Web would be 20-foot cube. Toren, you alright? You can do a /d20 roll?
Oh, sorry. I had malfunctioned on my headphones for a second.
No.
Nat 20!
Oh, nat 20. There is absolutely no complication that gets in between this web and this target. All of a sudden, Ezra shot web, and the creature's getting stuck. Oh, this is a dexterity save, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's try this out.
He fails!
Whoa, that is a 3. A crit fail. All of a sudden, Eugene is very, very stuck. You see he's wearing his metal breastplate is still on, and he is stuck. And that is what effectively is going to end the entire chase in your section. So Segrid, what you doing?
I am going to... Now, he's covered in web, so I can't touch him without getting gunked up myself.
It's a 20-foot cube. There's... you could always do a dexterity save to kind of go into him.
No, he's stuck, so I'm going to stop at the edge of the cube and just wait for Ezra and for now. Actually, we'll look at Ezra and just go, cool.
This is the first thing I learned when I got here.
Nice.
Nice.
From the Death
And-
Spiders, I remember.
And can I see, anybody else coming?
That's a good question. Ezra, can you roll me a d20?
Okie doke. Oh, that's wrong. 16.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. There was nothing getting in Sigrid's way. Then Sigrid, can you roll me a perception check?
Sure.
There is a saber-toothed tiger coming up behind you.
Oh dear.
Okay.
It is like
Well,
coming a corner. There's a screaming guard.
How long will it take to get near me?
It looks like you've got about 6 seconds. Maybe 12.
I will, I guess, maybe move a little ways out away from the sticky stuff so I don't get stuck. And just, again, sword and fan. And
It has
just-
seemed to have turned and is heading in your direction. It is beelining to you. How is that fan, by the way? How's that gust of wind going?
Oh yeah, I still have that, don't I?
Active in whatever direction you want.
I send it towards that thing.
Okay. It's... Oh, man. Is that a strength save it's got to do?
Yep.
Rough.
It
How is
fails.
12? Oh, no. Okay. It's pushed back. You've got some more time on your hands.
Because no cats like the blow dryer.
Actually, not one that stinks like rotting flesh.
They might like that though.
True, this thing probably would like it.
It is definitely only has eyes for Segrid. Dantiir, there is a big saber-toothed tiger being blown back into your face.
Do I see up ahead the rest of them?
Yeah, because the gust of wind kind of clears out the flurries, so you can definitely see Segrid.
Okay.
You think you see Ezra standing nearby.
Hey,
Past that, you can't quite see.
I am going to move normal move speed, not dashing, towards Segrid.
Excellent. And Segrid, if you can roll me a d20, just to see if there's anything in between Dantiir and his plans.
Okay. 2.
Fantastic. So as this saber-toothed tiger is being gusted toward Dantiir, a mob of people has now come out of their homes and are very scared and calling for guards, and they are just in between where Dantiir is and that saber-toothed tiger, and the saber-toothed tiger is kind of about to barrel into them. Just saying if this maybe affects anything you might be deciding to do, Dantiir.
Nope.
All right.
Nope, that affects nothing. He might shout out, "Everybody move," or just be like, "Everybody, tiger, away!"
They scream louder. All right. Give me a nice intimidation or persuasion.
Oh, it's definitely going to be persuasion. That is a 29.
Excellent. At the sounds of a tiger move, and also the sounds of a tiger moving, the crowd quickly goes to a different direction. As many different directions as possible. So Dantiir, you can continue what you're doing.
Run away. Yeah, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to join up if I can make it to Segrid without dashing. I would love to do that.
Nope, you're gonna need a dash for that.
Okay. I'm going to move just my move then,
Okay.
and
Puts you nose to tail with the tiger.
actually I'm gonna dash and not be right next to the tiger
Fine.
because I don't want to be next to this thing.
Okay.
And I will gasp out as I reach Segrid. This thing led us here? It was also following the tracks, maybe?
Okay, get behind me.
Yep, that is the plan.
Just
And I'm
sidestepped
going
that
to get behind
gust of wind and went that way. And Dantiir, if you could roll me a d20 for
Of
seeing
course.
what happens with Anna.
That is a 17.
Oh, okay. Nothing fine. That crowd has very much dispersed and not really getting in anybody's way in this direction. Anna, what you up to?
Have I caught up to where Dantiir and the tiger are?
You have caught up to where Tiger is. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Dantier's a little bit ahead.
Patting behind Segrid.
And what is Tiger currently doing?
Tiger is not happy. Somebody put a blow dryer on its face, and it's like snarling. It is definitely licking around its face in the way that it's... well, it's just doing that. I don't know what cats do. Sometimes they just lick themselves, I guess.
I'm going to take a defensive posture and be ready to attack if it comes after me.
Okie doke. In that case, it is its turn. And while it does notice you, it gives a sniff. And Anna, when was the last time you bathed?
Oh, well, how long has she been in Barovia?
It's definitely been a full day.
Oh, well, then she's freshly bathed from the morning before she got there.
Okie doke. Then in that case, it has some interest in Anna, but as the gust is still going on with that sweet, sweet rotten meat smell, it turns and it pushes in the direction of the cyclone wind. And so this time it has a 9, which I think is still bad. And so even dashing, it only makes it about halfway between where Anna and Dantiir and Segrid are. So Anna, you technically didn't get an attack of opportunity if you want to take it.
Yeah, because it's been attacking the people in the town.
Go for it.
20 to hit.
Oh, definitely.
And 6 slashing damage.
Okay, you see part of its flank get all bloodied. And it does yowl at that. Toren, you're going to see if there's a complication for you, because Anna is going to roll a d20.
Ooh.
Don't let me down.
That one.
11.
Oh, an 11. How interesting. We're getting all over this chase table. I am excited. So with an 11, that means that you get to... Oh... you can see a very, very angry cat ahead of you with no complications whatsoever. Lucky enough. So Toren, ahead of you is Anna, who is slashed at a cat. Big, big, big cat with big, big, big teeth, tusks, things. You smell the worst meaty, rotten flesh smell you have ever smelled outside of the academy. That's coming from Segrid. Dantiir is over there holding onto his hat, and you can't quite see Ezra. You think you can maybe make him out on the other side of Segrid, but the snow is still coming down. Visibility.
Okay, so I can't then see the crazy mouth person either. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. I will continue moving forward towards Segrid, and I'm still trying to get an eye on everybody, so I will still be looking for Ezra.
Okay, doke. Then that means you also get to pass as near or as far away from the armored saber-tooth tiger as you wish.
Oh shit. What is the cat doing?
It is snarling, is now glaring daggers at Anna. And it's kind of like it had been sniffing the air and it's still like licking its face, but now it's very, very much kind of looks like murderous intent, you might say.
Okay. But it looks sort of waylaid by the wind?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, then I'm just gonna ignore that for now.
Nice. Okay. Then you can make it all the way up to where Segrid and and Anna and Dantiir are, and that'll let you see Ezra and his newly webbed friend.
Oh shit! How far away is webbed friend?
About 20 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna guiding bolt web friend. It's basically jog, jog, jog. Okay, freaking cat. All right, Ezra. Ah!
Ezra's got a gun in spiderweb. You just shoot people in spiderwebs now, I guess.
And it's gonna be first level.
Ezra's Spider-Man.
23 to hit.
Dang, yeah.
Ignore the plus 11 because that's for the crit. That
Sure.
doesn't count.
Nice.
But that is.
Noah, Ezra is Tom Holland.
Oh.
Look at that! I rolled 3 nat ones on my 46s
rough.
for 7 points of radiant damage.
That's
Rough.
beautiful. The other one was a 4, though.
Ugh.
So you see Eugene howl at this, and with his howl, Toren, you and the rest can kind of see this shaking to his jowls. They're just not natural. This is a droopy dog situation. With it's maybe like a foot wide, and he's trying to like tear at the webs where he's at. And I'm going to say that now that we're all together, I'm going to change us to a slightly closer map. Oh, and also those 2 dead bodies are going to start rising up off the floor.
Oh, great.
Of course they are.
As there's this is a bit of dark power that we've come across, and dark powers just seem to want company.
Yeah, they do.
Because they suck.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Yeah.
So these 2 bodies that are on the floor, one in the garb of a guard, and the other in the garb of just someone in Vallaki, they are rising up as the smelly, the smoldering, the ghasts. And I'm going to have Eugene over here caught in web.
The next attack against him gets advantage, by the way,
Nice.
because of guiding boot.
And I'm just going to put a nice armored saber-tooth tiger on here in a little bit.
He's considered restrained, right?
Definitely.
Okay. Does that mean that attack rolls against him have advantage?
Melee ones do.
Melee, that's right, because ranged.
So I could have walked up to him and done death touch.
That would have been a little too much distance. Okay, an armored saber-tooth tiger goes here. Right behind all of y'all. Yeah, that seems right. So if you don't mind, let's take our 7-minute break about here.
Okay.
That way we can get some drinks and pause and consider what you're going to do when the tiger comes for you. All right, see you all in a few minutes.
Become a cat lady.
We're all back. And I didn't even get to introduce y'all, but we have these new overlays from Matty Z and of Matty Games. So we've got Ezra, played by the one silent 1/1, our human necromancy wizard. We've got Segrid, our human champion fighter, played by Miss Misery. Got Dantiir, the half elf glamour bard, played by Tim Breas. Toren, our Azamar. The secret's out, folks. She's Azamar. Grave cleric, played by Squid Kittens. And Anna, our Azamar devotion paladin, played by Bad Wolf.
I cast darkness.
Who has cast darkness.
And cast magic missile on the darkness.
He's there, though. And speaking of people who are there, so currently we are in the middle of a very snowed-in street, whatever the map looks like, of Vallaki. There's been people gone a-missing. Several parts of their bodies also gone a-missing. And it looked like they were being attacked by a very large omnivore animal. Turns out it was the taxman.
I knew I hated tax collectors for a reason.
Well, you know, it's only some things sure in life. Death and taxes.
Death by taxes.
Death by taxes is certainly a new way of putting it.
Death by taxman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's, you know what? That's why the tax woman has a dog. That's how you know you can trust her. Dogs, smart. They won't fall for that. But this one is real problematic. All right, so you've got Taxman Eugene Addy, and he is definitely been causing some problems because of, you know, the eating of people he's been doing. But he's also got on some half plate because tax collectors in Barovia mean business. So you've got some challenges here. Also, there is a saber-toothed tiger behind you who has had their sights set on Segrid for a few seconds now, though Anna has maybe gotten it a little annoyed. We'll say that at the start of this turn, Eugene is going to be trying to get loose from the webbing that Ezra Pheras has laid down so effectively and ended the chase across Vallaki. So I think that is there. He's going to use his full action to make a strength check to try to get out of this webbing, because otherwise it's not going to be very effective at all. And that is a 5. So for this turn, this is too much webbing. This turn, Eugene is still stuck in this web. And so he is restrained. So that means everybody can do what they like. His movement is 0. Oh, there's some ghasts that have risen up as part of, well, dark powers. I'll put them in there. So Eugene's gone. There's some things that are happening. Oh no, he's hot. Yeah.
We can't kill him now.
Even hotter.
Yeah.
Oh, someone said something about someone hot. I'm coming back.
He's pretty cute.
Oh, he is hot.
Think Gladiator Thor in Ragnarok for those who
Yeah.
can't see this.
Yeah.
But you know, we've only got serious tax collectors here in Barovia. Serious business, serious people.
Hot.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, I would miss paying my taxes so that he would have to pay me.
I am pretty sure Chuck Tangle has written a whole book about that.
Oh no, I've forgotten to pay my taxes.
And then it's just
Again.
got Thor Ragnarok against the window. Hey, I'm gonna need something from you. And so that's what he says to Ezra. As Ezra takes his turn.
Oh, this is my turn? Okay. Let's be serious about this, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So he's glowing very prettily with the guiding bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then Ezra is going to well, the web is pretty flammable. And this is totally not a great idea, but he's gonna cast Firebolt.
Gonna stand
She's
there
gonna do that.
burn.
Okay. I did it twice because advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, well, 26. Does a 26 hit?
Yeah, it pretty much does. So that's a 14 fire damage on Eugene. I think you scorch a bicep.
But then the webbing also catches fire.
Absolutely does.
But it deals an extra 2d4 fire damage to anybody that starts its turn there, so
Nice.
don't go in the fire.
So Eugene is currently restrained and also on fire. So I'm just gonna.
Now he's extra hot.
Yeah.
Yeah!
All right. Yes. There's a little heart marker I'm gonna put. Okay, there we go. So Ezra, do you want to get any closer or further or sideways? There's a tiger behind you.
Oh. Ezra's gonna try and try and get some cover going left, I guess, or going right towards the buildings.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm just gonna try and hide a bit. Not really hide, but try.
Dang. Okay. Well, he's on fire. So, Segrid, how about you? You still have a gust of wind going, and it so far has kept the saber-tooth tiger at bay. And on the other side, we've got Ezra's web holding down Eugene, and but these two dead bodies have arisen, and they're heading in your directions.
Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna drop the wind
Okay.
and I don't know what to do
Mm-hmm.
between the saber-toothed tiger and the ghasts. I'm gonna say to Anna, keep an eye on the tiger, and I'm gonna move between everybody and the ghasts.
Okay.
And I'll move up to the closest one and just hit him.
Okie doke. Go for it.
Twice with the mace. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to hit him with the wind fan sword section.
Nice.
If that's okay.
I think the 9 and the 7 don't make it from the mace, but the sword, that does slice into them. Give him a nice poke.
That's it for me.
Smelly folk. Sigrid, you can. The death is fresh here. Dantiir, what you doing?
I will start off by using my bonus action to grant inspiration to Segrid, and then I am going to use heat metal on Eugene. So he's going to take 16 fire damage.
What? From
as I heat up his metal armor.
Not from the fire, but from his clothes. He's going to have to strip.
His armor becomes red hot, and I'm going to make him take it all off.
God.
Yes.
So I'm gonna just pull up so I can get it exactly. Um, he needs to make a. Well, he can't drop the object, so
No, he
it doesn't
cannot.
matter if he makes this Constitution save. Yeah, until he takes the round to take off take off heavy armor, which is like a decent affair to do. I am going to be able to cause him to take that damage again.
Oof. Terrible.
So,
Terrible.
yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
That's about it.
That's rough. Are you okay with the space you have between you and the saber-tooth tiger?
I'm gonna move a little bit away. There's the line, and I'm gonna move perpendicular to the line between. I'm gonna move to my left, 5, 6, 10 feet. We'll
Sure.
say 10 feet. Just away from them. I'll just be there.
Sounds fair
That's
to
a good
me.
spot to be.
We have then, coming up next, the Ghasts, who are... One's on Segrid, close quarters, and the other one's going to start stalking towards the rest of you, with looking a little vicious here. Dantiir, you definitely feel the strength of the dark powers in presence here, especially as this ghast comes right up to you. It's disturbing, even more so now that you can notice it. It just reminds you of Ravenloft. It's rough. And so when this ghast comes up to you, it's trying to scratch at you with its claws. And so this is 22 versus your AC.
That hits me.
Alright, so that's 8 slashing, and you can feel these dark powers strongly. And it is giving you a headache, and I need you to do a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. No.
Alright, you are going to be paralyzed for at least a minute. They can try to save out of this on your turn. And for Segrid, this is a 10 versus your AC. So I think you are able to fend it off.
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
Yeah, with your fan and armor. Okie dokie. Anna, you've got a saber-tooth tiger.
I do.
Your friends are kind of fighting with a ghast. There is a hot fireman at the end of the street.
It's pretty gorgeous.
Yeah, he's kind of restrained, and his clothes are on fire, and also his armor is glowing slightly.
I'm going to honor Sigrid's wishes, and also I don't want to hit the pretty man. So I will attack the tiger again.
Mm-hmm.
With a 22.
Oh, definitely. Oh, that slips right past its plate, and you give it some big slash.
11 slashing. I guess I should move towards it. There we go. And, oh wait, I get 2 attacks, don't I?
I think so at this level.
12 more slashing.
Dang. This is a bloody kitty as its red melts into the snow, leaving up just a bit of steam, and you can see it coming up off its body. It lets out a loud wildcat roar. Because you are there, and there's no longer a gust of wind holding it back, this saber-toothed tiger can't do its big pounce, so instead it's just going to do its big claw.
Okay.
So this is a 22 versus Anna.
Yep, that hits.
9 slashing damage to you, as it is no longer sniffing the air and is just focused all on you.
Okay.
And that means Toren is up.
Urge weasels.
I mean, you planned for this at the beginning of the day, right?
Yeah, no, totally. It's what I've got.
There's going to be a creepy tax collector man eating people and saber-tooth tigers and...
All in a day's work.
I am going to yeah. Okay. I'm going to move. Well, they're both within range. The two ghasts are both within 30 feet of me.
Definitely.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Bane on the two ghasts and the cat.
Okay.
So they have to make a charisma saving throw.
Let's try this out. So, big saber-tooth tiger, charisma saving throws, not super great. Gonna get
Fail.
6. Okay. And let's say Ghast fighting Dantiir, also not great. That's a 0.
That's a definite fail.
And the one on Segrid is a 12.
Still a fail.
Oh,
okay.
dang.
So it's concentration for up to a minute. So anytime they make an attack roll or a saving throw, they have to roll a d4 and subtract it.
Interesting. Okay. Concentration U. Oh, this is rough. All right, so the big saber-tooth tiger, he's kind of a little chastised. You see its ears like go down a little bit as it's looking in your direction, and the snarl gets a little quieter. Like it's trying to defy you, but not quite. And the ghasts are similarly chastised, and their eyes just sort of narrow as they kind of look down at their wounds and tear a little bit at their clothing. And they are feeling effects of this. And where does Toren want to be?
I'm gonna move forward a smidge because Anna looks like she has the cat set to rights. So just gonna sort of make myself more obvious moving towards the ghasts.
Nice. Okay. So there's a bit of sticky web in between you and the others. Eugene is burning a lot at this point. So if I could have Ezra roll 2d6 for the fire, and Dantiir roll how much for the hot armor?
3d8.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh, mine's only a 2d4, if that helps.
Well, it doesn't, but but go ahead and roll
13.
it. Nice. And 3. Okay, so 16 out of this.
But as soon as he goes, the webbing is burned away. So he's no longer restrained.
Alrighty. So that armor is rough and heated. And Dantiir, how long does that last? For a turn, or that's for a concentration? A minute. Okay.
I hate to interrupt, but Dantiir, you have to activate on your turn as a bonus action.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's gonna unfortunately have to take that armor off, and he is sweaty and oiled underneath, and it's just lowering all of his AC
He's even hotter now.
and his inhibitions, and it's just I have to lower his AC. Dang.
For my turn, I'm just going to start throwing gold at him.
Make it rain.
Oh man, that's real low AC now. Okay. He's gonna take his action to do that, and then he's going to stop, drop, and roll on the snow a little bit. Stand back up with the rest of his movement a little bit in this direction. There we go. He gets himself a little further from all of you. All right, Ezra. No more web. What you gonna do?
When they come for you.
Oh, she's Oh yeah, how far away is that? Oh, crud.
65 feet. That's right.
Okay, there's a big cat and there's two dead things walking.
Mm-hmm.
Ezra's gonna cast firebolts on the closest ghast because hey, cremation's cool. To try. Okay.
I think that'd be the one near Dantiir. Okay. An 18 on that ghast is definitely going to hit. And that's a lot of fire.
I like the way things burn.
Ezra's really into cremation. Ezra is much stronger than what everybody used to be. Okay, so that firebolt burns deeply into this ghast. You see what was left of the guard's uniform take a large bit of singeing, and a bad burn shows up on this ghast's shoulder. So that was very effective. Is Ezra where they want to be?
Yeah, he's good. He can see things pretty well. And he feels kind of secure against part of this building.
Okie dokie. Then Segrid, you and the ghast, I'm going to have to ask you to make a Constitution saving throw, as you are within 5 feet of its deadly stench. That's good. You have faced these before. They didn't smell any better. So you can now continue the rest of your turn.
I'm actually going to run. I'm chasing after Eugene, so I'm going to take the attack of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm...
So that's a 10 of slashing damage, let's say.
Okay.
And I need you to do another Constitution saving throw, as what you feel as poison starts seeping into your veins.
Ha!
Which you immediately shake off. This can't stop you. Nothing can stop you. You've come too far.
I'm very focused. Let's look at my items. 1 second. Yeah, I'm just going to I'm gonna use my dash.
Mm-hmm.
Use everything and just get as close to him as I possibly can.
I'm pretty sure you can cut him off at that point.
Alright, I'm gonna run past him and maybe right there and just wait for him to, again, mace, sword, and just arms
Okay,
out.
no more running away. I have to zoom out on the map now.
Oh well, theater of the mind it maybe.
And then
There's a big crowd.
definitely remember Sentinel.
Oh dang. Okay. He yells at you. Get out of my way.
That's it for me.
Dantiir, you are gonna need.
Make a save.
Yeah. Okay, you're
13.
not affected by the smell. And now, as this terrible thing is in front of you, one more Constitution save for the paralysis and the poison and the darkness.
16.
Dang. All right.
I'm even less afraid of the darkness.
Now that you've identified it, it's something that you are
it's
purposefully concentrating against. Okay. The ghast is trying to take advantage of what had been your paralyzed state. You are no longer, so it's not getting any advantage on this. But it's still coming in for a bite, though.
minus 4.
Minus
Or
4.
Roll the d4, not just -4. Sorry.
That's right.
Roll it twice, and we might get to a point that it won't hit me.
Well, so just a 20 as it comes in for this
7 points.
this bad bite. 7 points of hit points. And versus the other one who Segrid has gotten away from, it saunters over to Toren, some recognition in its eyes of what life it used to have, and it's just turning this to hate at someone who is still alive. And so these claws come out, and this is a 23 versus Toren's AC.
I would say roll the d4, but it doesn't matter. That'll hit.
All right. Just to make sure that would be a 21. So 11 slashing damage on Toren, and
Ooh,
I need a con save.
great. 19.
Okay, you have better things to do, and unfortunately for this person, uh, quite the will to do it with. And so, Anna,
Yes.
you, Tiger, friends,
Tiger.
hot fireman, no longer on fire.
Tiger attack. Tiger 15 to hit.
That actually strikes out on the half plate that it's wearing on its shoulder.
So I'll take another hit with 13. That misses as well.
Bats that away angrily.
I think I've outstayed my welcome with him.
All right. How do you feel about being there in the front with your glaive out? Would you like to move around, circle, or?
No, I'm okay. I will continue to face off against the tiger.
Okie doke. It starts moving to the side and has just enough space to kind of back up against a building, but it's staying away from where the rest of you all are. It sniffs the air again and licks its face. And you see it, Anna, look away from you and behind you. And it sniffs and licks again, but then its eyes come back down to you. And, it's going to try directly with a claw against your glaive.
Woo it with your white girl charm.
Yeah.
This is a 23.
That definitely hits.
Okay, let me
Holy
roll his
shit.
d4. -1,
So
so
22.
15 slashing damage on Anna. This gets you right in the shoulder haunch.
The shoulder.
Mhm.
It's the worst one.
Oh yeah, if you had to pick, that's what you hold your arms with, and so it's sniffing, but you've got its attention. Toren, what you doing? Gas to your left, gas to your right.
Here you
Guests everywhere. I don't have anything.
Segrid's
That-
just up the road. She stopped Eugene from going further.
Okay, are both ghasts within 5 feet of me?
Yeah.
Cool beans. I'm gonna cantrip Word of Radiance. Whoop. They have to do a con saving throw or take 6 points of radiant damage.
Dang.
Oh no, sorry, 2d6 because I'm at level 5. Hold on, I gotta roll the other d6. Take 9 points of radiant damage. Nope. Nope.
Oh man. All right. This is some doorstop heavy words of radiance right here.
Yeah.
Sanderson
yeah.
be proud.
9 points of radiant damage. Poof. And then that's all I got.
I mean, that's pretty effective.
Oh, I didn't do. I got damaged last turn. I didn't do concentration for my spell for
Oh.
Bane.
Go right ahead.
My bad. Was that just Constitution?
Yes.
9.
Oh, Bane goes away, actually.
It was a good try. It was a good try.
hmm So now that Eugene is free, he's got a couple of things that he gets to do with Segrid in front of him. His heaving chest, his burnt smell of hair and blood is apparent, and though he has taken off his half plate, he still has around him loosely wrapped the belt holding his long sword. And he says to you, Segrid, "It's been a long day. And I think it's time that I take my leave. Let me on my way." And he's saying this with his longsword bared now.
I don't know about you, but I think I've got time for another fight before I take my own rest. Come at me.
He's going to get close to your side as he is trying to make his way past you. But while he's going to want to try to take you out. And
On a date. Ooh.
with his long sword. And the first attack then is a 16 versus your armor, your AC, Segrid.
16 meets.
Okay, so that means that it is 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
As that digs into you. And as he gets close with this, you see his nose just kind of flare a little bit. You smell so good.
I
And
can't
you
remember last time I had
see
a bath. No.
his jaw unhinge and distend and widen. And it is like a black maw within as he tries to bite you, Segrid,
Oh.
with a 22 versus your AC, as this is an almost all-consuming bite.
Yeah, that hits me.
This hurts.
Holy shit.
This is going to hurt for a lot. This is 9 piercing damage from his teeth. And then you just feel like you are being drained of your very essence. And so, in addition to that 9, you take 23 more necrotic damage.
I'm standing, but barely. But where he's trying to pass me, does that can I just Sentinel still trigger, or do I have to wait?
Yes, he's absolutely trying to get away from you now that he's had somewhat of a meal, and you see some of the wounds that have been laid down upon him, some of the burns just evaporating into the snow.
Oh, hell.
So he is trying to get away at this point. So what's your Sentinel do?
I'm not going to take the hit. I'm going to let him go.
Okay.
I'm too hurt.
He starts moving about that speed. He's moving pretty fast, actually. It's like the special elasticity that is in his jaws is in his legs as well. Ezra, what's going on?
Okay, there's still 2 partially dead people and a cat.
Yes.
Okay. I think he's just gonna be like flipping through his spell book and like, which one should I use? Which one? And okay. I don't remember how. Okay, so if I cast magic missile, I can choose the targets of the 3 bolts.
Correct.
Okay. And it's 120 feet. I'll just cast it. I'll just cast it on the 2 gas. I'll do 2 on the one in front of Dantiir, and then hold on. It's making me do a thing.
Oh.
Okay. So the one in front of Dantiir will take 4 damage, and the one next to Toren will take 2.
Nice.
Because I think it just automatically hits.
It absolutely does.
The power of magic missile. And she's like, close the spell book.
Nice. Okay, so the magic missiles go out, and their silvery bolts do strike unerringly onto those ghasts, and ooh. That's when Ezra, something jumps onto your shoulder.
Oh. Hey.
It is a very small skeleton gal. A little kitty cat. If it was... You had to guess, this might be Wincentia.
Right. I definitely wrote down all of the names.
I was going to say there's also like a name tag on them. That's... It really... You thought it was hard to tell apart, like, cats come from the same litter? What about when they don't have any fur? That's... when they are just skeletons. That's one of those things. And from behind... sorry, not behind, but from down the street, you do hear more meowing, and coming up there is Victor Velakovich in his very long coat, and he's kind of puffing a bit, and behind him, no, I'm sorry, let's scratch that, reverse it. Ahead of him is this rather old man in kind of a yellow coat, holding on to and jogging rather steadily. He's got this staff in hand. He's balding on top, gray hair kind of flapping back in the wind. He's got these little circular spectacles. And it's like, onward, Master Velakovich. We can get them if we hurry. And behind him, Victor is just like huffing. And it's like, I sent the cats already ahead. And indeed, where you all can see, besides Wincentia that is there on top of Ezra, there are little cats that are now mewing all around the tiger. And Segrid, there's one next to you, and one that's now jumping off a roof and onto Eugene. I think I'm gonna throw up. And Victor Velakovich, who maybe needs to eat more Wheaties, is now throwing up into the sides of the street. And the cat is... the big saber-tooth tiger is bothered by this. One of the cats does back away from where it had been meowing at the saber-tooth tiger and goes over to start licking at where the sick has been made. But Ezra, you feel this... feel like this guy's trying. He's trying. And Segrid, from where you are, there is the little cat who had been holding on to your arm so tightly and is now rubbing against your leg and meowing very steadfastly. And Eugene is about to kick the other cat in front of you. And you feel inspired. You feel that these cats are here to make a stand with you. And also somebody behind you is throwing up, but you get inspiration.
Okay. Okay. I wish I could throw my mace just at the back of his head.
I mean, this is D&D. You can try anything.
Can I actually try that?
Oh, yeah. So what you do is, that'd be a D20 plus whatever your dexterity modifier is.
Okay.
Just putting these guys on the map.
No. I'm just gonna tumbles at my feet.
Oh, but you've got inspiration. Do you want to try that again?
Actually, I already had inspiration from Dantiir.
No. This is special inspiration. That's bardic inspiration.
Yeah, special inspiration.
Oh, I'm gonna use a special inspiration then.
That
What do
lets
I
you roll twice.
Oh, cool. No.
Where did this inspiration come from? All right. So, no, actually, without his armor, as he is naked and distracted by Cat, this will absolutely smack him square in the jaw, large as it is. So, with that mace, go ahead and roll me that mace damage.
Okay.
Roll me that beautiful mace damage.
Plus 3. Oops. 9 damage.
That's pretty sweet. Okay, so what he had vampired off of you, in the way that negative energy may bolster those of dark curses, you take some of that back physically,
Nice.
and there is a cat purring at your feet.
Oh.
Yeah. It might feel better if it had any fur, but you do what you will in this place. Dantiir, you are not paralyzed. You're not on fire. You're not in a stenchy cloud. Before you do anything else, though, you feel a very warm sensation in your bags that I assume you've been carrying.
Oh yeah.
Okay. There is
Is
a.
it my walnuts?
You don't get 9 hit points back. You get 9 purrs from that cat. It is not your walnuts. In fact, your bag has a violent shake, and there's almost a shifting of contents, and you hear the unique sound of a card being flicked out of a deck. And you see this card fly out and circle and land in the snow directly between you and this ghast where you have been fighting and struggling, and it lands plainly face up, and it is the dungeon card that you had drawn so many nights ago with Madame Ava, except this is a card from your very own worn and practiced Taraka deck. And as it's lying there in the snow, it is in almost the same position there as young Viktor Velakovich, who is also lying in the snow, though the card is not throwing up.
Okay. This is okay. Okay.
And as you notice this, Victor lifts his head up, and he gives you a thumbs up, and you also gain inspiration.
Sweet.
And you just hear him, you see him wipe his mouth of what vomit there was, and you see a little bit of it caught on his sleeve, but you've been in that situation before. Everything's washable. And you just hear Victor say, I hate this town.
I am going to move around the ghast,
Sure.
not leaving its threatening area,
Alrighty.
but making myself within 60 feet of Eugene. Okay, I have to leave his threatened area. So I'm going to take the potential hit.
Mm-hmm. I'll just try that out. It's just a little thingy here. We call it a 15.
It hits.
All right, 7 slashing as you leave.
So, and I am going to once again turn up the heat
Oh.
on the longsword that Mr. Sexy Fireman is carrying.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to take 15 points of fire damage.
Rough.
And he makes his save on not dropping his item, but that just means I can keep setting it on fire.
That's true. It's at that point he kicks a cat.
Oh!
Yeah.
How dare he!
Oh yeah, Tereska goes flying. Whoa. And then lands on her feet, because that's what they do.
Yep.
Okay, Victor gets up from throwing up on the floor. Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm also going to give Toren inspiration.
Okay, get that bardic inspiration. You're good with where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Done some things. Victor gets up from throwing up, and it's like, is this where we needed to get to? I think maybe it's your turn, Mr. Octavio, to get your. Did you say that he was your companion? Under control, maybe? It's like, yes, my hunting tiger, dear boy, hunting tiger. That is what we use for these. And you see the old man take off a knapsack he's been carrying, and he starts taking things out of it. It looks like a bottle of salt that starts spraying on the floor, a couple of bones. There's some different patches of fur, and it's like, I've got it here right at the bottom. And he takes out this very large, like if you had to put like a basketball size, maybe a small watermelon sized package, and it's wrapped up in leathers. And like, I've got it right here. And meanwhile, the ghasts will focus on Toren and Ezra as they are continue to move forward. So on Ezra, this is a set of claws.
Ow!
23 versus AC, which I think makes it.
Yeah.
So 11 slashing damage, and I'll need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's a 15.
Ezra's okay. This is poisonous, but nothing you can't get rid of. And Toren, this is now a 24 versus your AC.
Yeah, that'll hit.
10 slashing damage.
I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly.
Anna, it is you and a couple of kitty cats against this saber-toothed tiger. It is now looking constantly in the direction of the small cats, and it's now sniffing in the direction of the old man who's standing over here. Let's see, how do I... Oh, let me zoom that in. The old man with his little spectacles.
He looks like Count, what's his face?
Count Olaf, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
He looks like Count Olaf.
He does.
Yes, it's like, I have found it! And he's holding this leathered parcel in his hands and just dropped his knapsack. And Anna, you have more delicate senses than most in the ways of perfumeries from your training with Sunni priestesses. So I'm going to ask you to do a quick perception check.
Do I get advantage?
Yes, this definitely isn't perfume.
Perception. Oh, natural 20. I'm not
Nice. Okay. That's as good as it gets. You think that somebody has tried to cover whatever that thing is. He has tried to cover it up with some perfumes, but there is a very sweet meat smell underneath.
Gross.
You've seen people try to wrap up things in leathers and that. It just never works. That stuff the stench just seeps into the leather, and then you can never use it again.
Disgusting. And did I hear him when he was talking about how the tiger is his companion?
Oh, definitely. They're like 10 feet from you.
Okay, so I probably would not attack the tiger again.
Okie doke.
I mean, I could, but that would be kind of bitchy.
You can do anything you want.
I know.
You have a lot of scars on yourself. Bleeding.
This gas here
artifacts.
is still up and kicking.
He is. Kicking would be a very generous term, as lots of parts of him are falling apart.
And what about this one? What does he look like?
That one's kicking.
Okay. So do I get the sense that if I move away, the tiger will attack me, or is he completely distracted by the cats?
You think the cats are providing a good amount of distraction.
Okay. So I will move up here to attack and help Toren.
Okie doke, go for it.
11.
That's not going to quite do it for that ghast.
Okay, second one is a 24 for
Oh, that
9
definitely
slash.
does.
Okay. And that is it.
Oh, now it's definitely less clicking. Let's say that went for a thigh. That was rough. The saber-toothed tiger will step forward to much, much closer to Victor and the old man there. And Victor is very, 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 very urgently and calmly in a low voice, but very quickly just urging the old Mr. Rictavio to please, 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 please hurry up unwrapping that thing. And Toren, what you gonna do?
I am not going to let. Oh no. Okay. My screen was like not going to cooperate. So, how far away from me is Eugene?
Pretty far. It's like,
Within 120 feet?
oh yeah, not that far.
Oh, alright, well.
It's like 45 feet from you.
Okay, well, he's gonna get guiding bolt to the butt as he tries to run away.
Oh no, his butt.
And it's only first level, that's all I have left. Natural 20!
Dang. Okay.
He takes 30 points of radiant damage.
Jeez. All right, that's a lot to his butt. That's. For just a second, he's flashing everyone. That is rough. Okay.
That was my last spell slot, and it was so worth it.
Yes, it was. He is very wounded and bloodied at this moment, and that's where behind you, the old man Rictavio now finally at last pulls off the rest of the wrapping that he's been unwrapping for at least 10 seconds, and Ezra, Anna, and Victor, and the tiger all get good sight of what he has been saving and bringing out. And Anna, it is indeed a sweet smelling something that has been hidden by perfumed wrappings, but it's very clearly, distinctly, uniquely a person's head, and not one that has been preserved in a very good way. This has definitely been suffered some rotting. The smell is quite strong at this point. And there is also, well, to you there would not be something as familiar, but Anna, you think you might place some smell. It's just you would need to think a little more on it. But as soon as Mr. Rictavio has unwrapped this head, this severed head with its long black hair and earrings and tanned face, the tiger has ignored everything else and is now sniffing and licking and pawing at that head. And it is now sitting on its haunches.
That's gross.
And now Eugene, who has been very much butthurt, is disturbed. And for, let's see, 45 feet away, for the one who sent him such a terrible, terrible effrontery to his person, he launches back.
Oh, giant Lukey!
A wretched gob of rancid spittle at a spot right at the ghast by Toren and Anna. And so I'm going to need Toren and Anna both do a Constitution saving throw as this rancid spittle starts poisoning everything in the surroundings.
Ooh,
Oh no!
That was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Oh.
So Toren, you're only going to take 9 poison damage.
Okay.
Anna, you will be taking 19 poison damage.
Anna is unconscious.
Okay. And you are also now poisoned and unconscious.
Okay.
Oh no.
Nice. And of course the gas did not do super well.
It's
So it also takes some poison damage. The gas actually kind of melts away. And Ezra, what are you doing?
Uh, it's very painful.
Yes. There's a cat on your shoulder.
That's cute. That's great. That's
Oh.
reassuring. Um, so the gas is sort of in front of me, and I'm just gonna like grab towards its hands and try and cast Shocking Grasp.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Uh,
At
26.
5. Oh, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 26 to hit, dealing 10 lightning damage.
Oh gosh, yeah. And I was gonna say, you would have advantage because it is wearing some armor on it from its time as a guard. But that'll do. And it also fries at that point. And breaks into so much ash as the deadliest handhold I've ever seen.
I was trying to just defibrillate it back to life, but that failed.
Yeah, opposite. It's
You joy buzzard it to death.
I don't know, movie once. All right, Ezra. It looks like Anna has gone down. There's green, splotchy, rotten milk smelling stuff all over her, and Toren. But Toren's still standing, though the ghast in front of them has gone down. You see, of course, the saber-toothed tiger is licking at a severed head that looks like there's some juice coming out the bottom of it, but it's not blood. Where do you want to move?
I'll go and try and get closer to Anna and Toren. Then.
That's fine.
Like, is there anything that I can do? I was sort of trained in this, but not really.
You can try to get off some of the poison from Anna and maybe stabilize her dying breaths.
I mean, I think. Wait, hold on. As one of my cantrips, I actually took Spare the Dying. I could do it! I could try!
All right. Is Shocking Grasp a cantrip?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, wait, can I do both? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Cantrip.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like, I know what I'm doing. Oh, Kellenvor, he's great, right?
Ezra just says this while Toren is looking at us like, Kalimvor is great.
Yeah.
Ezra kind of does the sign of Kalimvor. It's mostly right.
Yeah.
It's enough to like stay the dying on Anna, and she becomes stable.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Segrid, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna head my way back down to everybody. I'm letting that guy go. I know I cannot do anything to him, so I'll go back up for my mace after, but
Okay. The cat is following you and like turning back to where the guy is every so often, giving a little hiss, and then turning back to you and walking and like nuzzling you, and then going back and going a hiss, and then back. So you get to do your full movement. He's definitely looking to move out. Dantiir, how about you?
I'm gonna need him to make a save.
What kind of save?
A wisdom save.
No. Okay.
Oh, he makes it.
It's a 19. Okay.
But I am going to cause my damage again on him as I join the rest of the group as well.
Okay. So I think he still holds onto his sword, but he does take that
He
full
takes
damage.
10 more fire damage.
Okay. Then Victor will kind of come up to where Anna is has been saved there by Ezra, and where the rest are gathering. And it's not super. He's trying to hide that he did vomit, and he's like wiping off his coat glove a little bit, his cuff, just behind his back. He's like, I saw you guys outside my room window when it was, well, when the snow was a little bit cleared. There was some kind of wind passed through, made the street real clear for a second. And, I know you did magic there, Ezra, but he's looking at all the rest of y'all, and even Segrid as she's marching back, as Eugene is backing away and away. Are all of you trained in magic?
Of a type. And Dantiir's gonna pick up the card as he goes to join the party and just kind of like hold it up, looking.
How
And
far away is the Eugene?
He's about 50 feet at this point from you.
Oh, and Dantiir's gonna keep causing his 2d8 fire damage every bonus action for a minute.
Okay. He's going to start dashing, and he's got 90 feet of dash.
Before he dashes, can I chuck the gross spear that I had at him?
Sure.
'Cause I don't want to keep it because it's gross.
All right. That'll be a d20 plus your dex.
Okay.
And Victor's just going to be asking you all, it's like, can any of you all make teleportation circles?
23!
Jeez. Louise. Okay. That
For
definitely
7
hits.
piercing damage.
Ouch.
And technically, it has advantage. It doesn't matter. They're both 23 because I guiding bolted him.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll damage for him for his?
Let's see.
Isn't that only 60 feet though for heat metal?
Like, that's to cast it. I don't know if it cancels after he leaves.
Let's roll it one more time, and then he's going to be able to
Alright.
be out of range.
All right. Bueno. That is 9 points of fire damage.
Oh, okay. He takes that, and you see him struggle as he is just concentrating on leaving this town, and you see him go out the north gate and just roar at one of the guards that is there. And
Sorry, guard.
on Anna,
Mm-hmm.
the old man, Count Olaf Rictavio, kneels down and whispers over you, doing several symbols that don't look like Kelemvor, but you are healed for 8 points
Ooh,
as he
nice.
cures some of your wounds.
Thank you.
And his first words to you as you start regaining consciousness, I am very sorry, my dear, that sometimes the instincts of the wild animals, they cannot be fully trained out of them.
Oh.
I am not sure what set him off. He is only trained to go after, and he holds up the severed head that the cat is still like pawing
Oh.
after.
Gross. I don't
Only-
need to see that.
Only trained to be going after Vistani. I don't know what might have sent him in this direction.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And that is, I think, where we're going to close it off tonight.
On that little pearl of racism.
Yeah. That was terrible, Vistani. And Eugene Adi does get away from the village, but he does get it in a way that he is extremely wounded and would not be able to resume his dangers while you're there. So, congratulations. You did save everybody who has not already been killed this night.
Yay.
We saved the people who weren't dead.
Yeah, all of those sheep that Lord Strahd's taxes are needed are still gone, and there's no grain, so we'll just have to try to figure something out the next time. That's... Whoa.
That's for next week.
And what was Strahd doing all this time? He didn't even show up. Well.
Hey.
He's out of town. He tweeted that he was out
Yeah.
of
He
town.
did say he was going to be out of town.
That's quite a possibility. Some things he can do there.
He was soaking up some rains, going
Uh.
the whole time.
Well, it is night. All right, so we will come back next week there on the November 15th. Sounds right?
Yes, yes.
So
Yep.
next Thursday, same
Tuesday.
Strahd time, same Strahd channel for happy fun times in Barovia. We'll see ya. Success. Thanks, guys.
Good night.